Disney was warned for years their live-action Snow White remake would suck. They ignored it and made a total dumpster fire. It's a $250 million bomb pulling in just $87 million, 70% gone. Theaters are empty. IMDb slaps it with a 1. 6 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes? A pathetic 20%. The CGI dwarves? Nightmare fuel. The little people? Ditched. Now they're suing Disney. Walt's turning in his grave. He begged them not to mess with his classic, but they cast Rachel Zegler, who turned it into a woke disaster and tanked it. This is a mess. Let's dive in, starting with how she got the gig. In 2018, Rachel Zegler was just a 16-year-old unknown from New Jersey, singing in school plays. A friend saw a tweet about an open casting call for Spielberg's West Side Story. She filmed a shaky audition, singing Bernardo and Anita, "Are You All Mourning About a Fight Tonight?" and sent it in. Out of 30,000 auditions, Spielberg chose her as Maria, no agent, no Hollywood connections, just raw talent. The film dropped and she broke out, winning a Golden Globe for Best Actress in a musical or comedy. But then the whispers started. Industry plant? How does a regular kid get that lucky? Soon after, Disney tapped her for Snow White. She tweeted, "Yes, I am Snow White. No, I am not bleaching my skin for the role." And the internet exploded. The 1937 cartoon and original fairy tale describes Snow White as having skin as white as snow. It's literally her name. Zegler, being Colombian and olive-skinned, confused fans. Some called it racism. Others called it pandering, similar to the reactions to Halle Bailey as the Little Mermaid. But most were just puzzled. She deleted the tweet and later said this version was about Snow surviving a snowstorm as a baby. Fans weren't buying it. Zegler didn't stop there. In a Variety interview, she said, "It's not 1937 anymore. She's not going to be saved by the prince. She's dreaming of being a leader. No romance, just girl boss vibes." She mocked the original. The cartoon came out in 1937 and very evidently so. Big focus on her love story with a guy who stalks her. Weird. That guy is Prince Charming, part of Disney's first animated feature, Walt's Pride and Joy. Fans were furious. Twitter was flooded with, "Why not make something new instead of gutting this classic?" She kept going. "I was scared of the original cartoon. Watched it once. Never again. I'm serious," she said. But later, on the press tour, she shared pictures of herself as a child dressed as Snow White, saying she'd always dreamed of playing her. Fans called her out for flip-flopping. That weird jab at Prince Charming felt like she was mocking the very thing people loved. Disney backed her anyway, letting writers rip out the fairy tale's core for a modern twist. But fans pushed back hard. "This isn't Snow White, it's feminist fanfic," they said. People felt Walt's legacy was being betrayed, and Zegler's attitude just made it worse. Her PR image didn't help. Promoting Shazam, Fury of the Gods, she joked, "I needed a job. I'm being so serious." Fans didn't appreciate the snark. Then the 2023 writers' strike hit. Writers were broke, fighting for fair pay. Meanwhile, Zegler said, "If I'm going to stand there 18 hours in a dress of an iconic Disney princess, I deserve to be paid for every hour it is streamed online." Fans erupted. She was already making millions while writers couldn't make rent. The internet roasted her. She came off as entitled, spoiled, and completely out of touch. That perception stuck. People started blaming her for everything they hated about Gen Z. Some swore they'd skip the movie just because of her. Disney was sweating. There were even whispers they might scrap the film entirely. Then, after Trump's 2024 victory, Zegler posted, "Another 4 years of hatred. I'm heartbroken for my friends who awoke in fear this morning. May Trump supporters never know peace." That blew up fast. Half the country was outraged. Conservative media pounced. Disney's star just alienated millions. Headlines screamed. Disney went into crisis mode. Reports said they forced her to apologize and hired a social media babysitter to manage her posts before the March 21st, 2025 release. But it was too late. Her unfiltered political rants had already torched her reputation, and Disney's. Then came the dwarf disaster. Actor Peter Dinklage slammed Disney, saying, "You're proud to cast a Latina Snow White, but still doing that backwards story about 7 dwarves in a cave." Disney panicked and replaced the dwarves with magical creatures of random shapes and sizes. Leaked set photos hit social media. People mocked them as medieval times rejects. It didn't help. In a second attempt, Disney went CGI. The result? Creepy, cartoonish dwarves that scared kids. Grumpy and Dopey got a few lines. The rest were blurry background filler. Fans couldn't even name them. Little people were livid. Actress Ally Chapman said, 7 talented little people could have had those roles. Instead, they chose cartoons. It's an insult. A class action lawsuit followed. Insiders said it was all to save money. CGI is cheaper than hiring and accommodating a full cast. Fans called it out. Where's the live action in this CGI mess? Disney tried to dodge backlash and still managed to enrage everyone. Their attempt to please all backfired. They ended up pleasing no one. Then there was the tension between Zegler and co-star Gal Gadot. In interviews, Gadot smiled. Zegler looked down, barely responding. After the trailer hit 120 million views, Zegler tweeted, "Thanks for the support. And always remember, free Palestine." Some saw it as a political jab at Gadot, an Israeli ex-soldier and vocal IDF supporter. Gadot got death threats. Disney rushed to hire her private security. Producer Mark Platt reportedly flew from LA to NYC to confront Zegler, begging her to stop posting politically. His son even tweeted, "My dad had to fly across the country to scold a 20-year-old employee dragging her politics into a $300 million movie." Thousands of jobs are on the line. But Zegler didn't stop. Post-election, she posted, "Vote blue. It's non-negotiable. I'm heartbroken. It's a world hard to raise my daughter in." She has no daughter, by the way. Fans had enough. Keep politics out of kids' movies, they demanded. Every tweet hurt the movie more. Disney's marketing crumbled. Trailers got ratioed. Excitement vanished. The whole film felt cursed. On March 21st, 2025, Snow White belly flopped. Just $87. $3 million against a $250 million budget, or $300 million with reshoots. That's a 70% loss. One of Disney's worst bombs ever. Zegler tried to spin it. The winged victory came to the Louvre in pieces, and people still line up. I hope they'll see me despite my flaws. But no one lined up. They were boycotting. The CGI looked cheap, colors were muted, and the evil queen was a snooze. The Little Mermaid bounced back to $569 million. This film won't. Zegler's got talent. Great singing, solid acting, but she couldn't save this wreck. Walt Disney poured his soul into Snow White. He rejected sequels and wanted it to stand alone. Disney ignored him. They let Zegler bulldoze the legacy, and now they're paying for it. Fans warned them, "Don't ruin the classics. Make something new." They meant it. The numbers prove it. Disney's out hundreds of millions. And the internet's not exaggerating. The people won. Disney lost. This bomb is a wake-up call. Mess with beloved classics and you'll bleed green.